Yet again, detectives Witless and Vague foolishly hang their coats on the green screen, a sure sign that they have arrived once more back at the office, presumably provoking yet another conversation about such things as...
Well, that brings another case to a close, Vague.
Yes, I suppose I stand to do as usual.
Oh, utterly. Fancy being a butler all the time.
No, Witless, even now you failed to grasp the point. Please listen carefully.
Excuse me. Hello?
Help.
Pardon?
Help.
Pray be more explicit, sir.
Help.
Get the message, Witless.
It's not easy. His vocabulary is rather limited.
Help.
This is good news, Noah, sir. I suggest you write us a letter.
Help.
Another case, no doubt.
Quite so.
A gentleman to see you, sir.
Well, show him up.
To tell you the truth, I've carried him up. Here he is, sir.
My dear sir, are you hurt?
By George, you fellows are observant. Which one of you is somewhat vague?
The same, sir. Praise be seated. This was an accident, I presume.
By no means.
What? A murderous attack?
Precisely.
Pray tell us your story from the beginning, sir.
My name is Sir Charles Popham. My boyhood was spent living with my cousin, Sir Herbert Nash, under the guardianship of my uncle, Lord Foozle.
Lord Foozle died recently, I recall.
Yes, he did, sir. And under highly suspicious circumstances. Shortly before his death, he made a will. And from that point onward, the behaviour of my cousin Herbert became increasingly odd. On one occasion, he tripped my uncle down the stairs. On another occasion, my uncle was standing in the garden and my cousin Herbert dropped a huge stone pot on him from the balcony. I dismiss these incidents as accidents.
Quite so.
But then something occurred which, try as I might, I could not dismiss so readily. One night, hearing a sound coming from my uncle's room, I tiptoed to his door and peeped through the keyhole. There within, I saw my cousin Herbert, who had tied a noose over my uncle's head and threw the other end over a beam. As I watched, Herbert hauled on the rope and my uncle rose into the air.
What?
My suspicions were now fully aroused.
Got there in the end.
Did Lord Foozle struggle?
At first, violently, but then his efforts grew weaker. And finally, they stopped altogether.
Well, Witless, what do you make of this?
I should surmise that Sir Herbert Nash was trying to murder Lord Foozle in order to benefit from his will.
We must not jump to conclusions, Witless. And shortly after this, your uncle died.
Oh heck, that's a bit harsh.
And did your cousin benefit by the will?
Well, Uncle left all of his money to me. But upon my death, it then goes to my cousin Herbert.
And since then, have you yourself been attacked?
Yeah, that's the strange part about it. Recently, I have become the victim of an unceasing reign of violence. Just last week, for example, a tree almost fell on me. Also, a bomb exploded under my bath. And all of my food tastes very strongly of arsenic. And I can never retire to my bed at night without finding a venomous snake under my sheets. And only this morning, as I ventured onto the landing, I noticed that someone had sawn away the stairs.
Have you told anyone about this?
Yes, the police.
And what ridiculous advice did they give you?
Well, they actually told me to come and see you.
Yes, excellent. Our police are wonderful. Now tell me, Sir Charles, has your cousin been near you when these outrages have occurred?
Yes, invariably. He's either hiding around a corner or crouching behind a piece of furniture.
Have you noticed the expression on his face?
Initially, it was one of eager anticipation. But after the outrageous incident had occurred, it then changed to one of utter disappointment.
A vital question, Sir Charles. Has he, in your view, any motive of wishing to kill you?
No. He would gain nothing except a lot of money.
This goes deep, and yet we'll fathom it. Have you a photograph of your cousin?
Yes, I believe so. Just bear with me. There we go. Yes, there's a photo of my cousin Herbert.
He's younger than expected. Why is he lying on a cushion?
Oh, pardon me. That's one of me at the age of 6 months. Let me just find the right one. This is the one of my cousin Herbert.
This will do. Excellent. Witless, I'm about to undergo a transformation. Pray entertain our visitors while I go and disguise myself.
Yeah, in your own time, it's okay.
So what is he going to do?
He's going to disguise himself as your cousin Herbert. He'll amaze you. He's a master of disguises.
And then what will he do?
I surmise he will call on various members of the criminal classes. If to speak to him, it'll prove your cousin is on speaking terms with the criminal classes.
So what good will that accomplish?
Oh.
Well, excuse me. Hello?
Help!
Oh, it's that silly man again. Well, Mrs. Hopkins,
Begging your pardon, sir. There's a gentleman outside climbing up our drain pipe.
climbing our drain pipe.
Yes, sir.
Does he look a suspicious character?
Oh, yes, sir, very. He's carrying a revolver, sir.
So how is he climbing the drain pipe?
Begging your pardon, sir. He's got it tied around his neck with a piece of string.
I'll make a note of this. You've done well, Mrs. Hopkins. Never a dull moment in this profession, eh, Sir Charles? No sooner does one wrongdoer meet with justice than another presents himself.
And what if a dozen of them turn up at once?
Well, we tie them in bundles of 3.
Cornered you at last, Charles. Who's that feeble-looking worm? Don't bother to tell me. I'm not interested. Put your hands up, both of you, or I'll blow your bloody brains out.
Now look here, Herbert. I'm beginning to get very suspicious of your behaviour. In fact, I must tell you that I've...
My dear Charles, do not compose yourself. This is not your cousin, Sir Herbert. Vague, you surpass yourself.
But do you mean to tell me that this is...
Vague, in disguise, of course.
Well, this is incredible.
Did I not tell you he was a master of disguise?
But his voice, and his clothes, and he's about 4 inches taller.
Oh yes, we'll spare no pains to affect absolute plausibility. Eh, Vague?
I am dumbfounded.
What the deuces are you two raving about? Put your bloody hands up.
Come, Vague. This is capital. Keep it up.
Have I walked into a bloody madhouse?
An astounding personification, Mr. Vague. You have my cousin down to a T.
Now wait a minute, let's get this straight. Vague, would he be the comic clown I've just knocked out and shoved into the cupboard?
Ha, very likely.
Rich, sir. Very rich.
He was disguising himself as me?
You should know, my dear fellow.
I'm beginning to understand. You think I'm him, disguised as me, pretending to be me, asking about him?
We certainly do.
This is a bit of luck. All right, I'm Vague. Are we agreed on that?
Certainly.
Well, now I've explained that I'm on the track of the criminal already. Well, fine. I've just caught a man climbing our drain pipe.
Oh, that's a matter I intended to mention myself.
Yeah? Shrewd work. As it happens, though, I have anticipated you. I have overpowered him and locked him in the landing cupboard.
Stout work, sir.
Yes, I rather like it myself. But he's a dangerous fellow. He needs watching. But I won't put it past him to escape.
Ah, the blackguard.
Exactly. Unfortunately, I have an intricate chain of clues to follow, so I cannot watch him myself.
Say no more, Vague. You wish us to watch him for you?
Yes, please.
It's the least we can do, sir.
Your cooperation is greatly appreciated. The landing cupboard, gentlemen.
After you, Witless.
This way, Sir Charles. Be assured your case is very nearly at an end.
It is indeed.
Bit like Santa.
Child's play. Now for the landlady.
Lazy bitch.
Put your hands up, woman, and get into the cupboard on the landing.
Aye, aye.
You'll find 3 men in there. You may be able to get a game together.
And what do you propose to do then?
Burn the house down. Hurry up, there's a good girl.
No, sir.
No?
I know my place, I hope, and it certainly isn't in the landing cupboard with 3 gentlemen.
Too bad. I don't want to threaten you, young woman, but...
I wouldn't if I were you, sir. Begging your pardon, sir, but you wouldn't have a chance against me. I've been a detective's landlady for many years, sir, and I've met more crooks than you've had hot dinners.
Do you want to be shot, you baggage?
You didn't ought to talk like that, sir, especially with a policeman climbing in the window behind you.
What?
Well, fancy you being caught out by an old trick like that, sir. You must be very inexperienced.
It's not loaded.
We'll just pull the trigger and see, shall we, sir?
Blimey.
Begging your pardon, sir. You're wrong.
All right.
And now, will you kindly let those poor gentlemen out of that cupboard, sir?
But that means I'm caught. Curse it.
That's right, sir.
But what'll happen to me now?
Begging your pardon, sir, but I expect they'll hang you. They usually do in these cases.
Sir Herbert Nice, the game's up. Sir Herbert Nice, you are guilty of the murder of your uncle Lord Fusel and the attempted murder of myself. From now on, this is a police matter. Ring them, Witless.
I took the liberty of doing that already, Mr. Vague. You see, I never trusted men who climbed drain pipes, especially ones carrying a revolver. Ah, that'll be them now, sir.
Well, show Sir Herbert the door, Mrs. Hopkins, if you please. The police will take care of him.
Yes, sir. I'll explain the case to them, shall I, sir?
Yes, do so. A brief outline, you know my methods. And then bring us some hot coffee. Detection is very hard work.
After you, sir.
Dickhead.
Well, Sir Charles, that's an end to your little problem.
Ah, masterly, sir. You absolutely amaze me.
And me. I confess, Vague, your deductive processes elude me once again.
Ah, elementary, my dear Witless.
Oh,
No, Witless, let me handle this first. Hello? So have you already said, my good man? Please state your business. Yes, I see. You're almost surrounded by armed bandits, firing on you with machine guns. You require assistance. Yes, certainly I will. I cannot come personally, as I'm very tired. But I'll see to it that you receive aid. Yes, immediately.
Mrs. Hopkins!
Hi, Mrs. Hopkins. I've got a little routine job for you.
Ooh, matron.